Why, hello. I am Tierra Reed, the owner of Inspire, Engage, and Educate. I am so excited today that I have a very special guest. If you don't know how excited I am, you must not know who Miss Kiki Eli is. I have the pleasure to not only call her a friend, a fellow HBCU grad, and an amazing mom, a outstanding entertainer, and what she has no idea that I was going to say, she is a born and bred mentor. It's just in her, that teaching, that taking people under her wing, and to be honest, just giving them their start. I am super excited, guys. Today we are doing I'm in Love with BAE. That's building ambitious endeavors. And I'll be honest, we're doing it on a Wednesday. Why? Because we have a wonderful woman that we need to chat with. So today's topic is about not only women who are entrepreneurs, but women who are balancing their life between their career and their children, as well as being an HBCU grad. So, as you know, I am a graduate of Alabama State University, the Alabama State University. So it just warms my heart anytime that I see a fellow HBCU grad not only doing their thing, but actually lighting a torch for others to follow. So I'm super excited to have you here, Miss Kiki Eli. And it is definitely, the floor is open. And please share your story with us.
Hey, T. Thank you so much for having me. I know I finally came on the show. I was having some issues before trying to make it, but I'm really happy to be here, and I love supporting this. This is amazing platform. So thank you for even inviting me to be a part. I'm honored and humbled to even share the floor with you. And yeah, I feel so old because when I start talking about my story, I feel like I go back like 30 years. But it's been a blessing. Obviously I'm an HBCU grad. I went to Southern University, A&M College in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was a dancing doll for 4 years with a human jukebox. And I pledged Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated as well while I was in college. So I definitely got the full like HBCU experience way before even thinking about a career. I went to college. My family, I have a legacy there. So my mom and my dad were graduates, and that's where they met actually. And then my sister went, my aunt went, my cousins and we went to school together. So it was like a family affair when it came to just higher education and attending a Black college. So I'm super thankful for that. That's like it's in me all day, every day. Bayou Classic, homecoming, the whole nine. I got the full experience. So yeah, that's never leaving me. That's my heart and soul. So University A&M. I actually graduated and got a degree in chemistry. Do not ask me what was I thinking. I don't know. I like science. I don't know. I just like science when I graduated from high school, and I got a scholarship, honors college scholarship, and I got partial chemistry, and then the band. So all of those together helped, fund my career, my college days. So that's how I was able to attend school for free, without my mom and daddy having to come out of their pocket. But yeah, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry, and I have not quite used it yet. I do plan on using it in some form that's going to be creative, of course. And I have some ideas with it, but it's there. I worked hard for it, so. And then, so after I graduated from college, I moved back to Atlanta, and for like 2 years, I kind of just was just trying to find myself and figure out what it is that I really wanted to do. Obviously, I had been dancing, all of my life since little. I grew up in the dance studio, trained ballet, tap dance, all that. So obviously, dance has just been my heart, soul, passion forever. I don't think there's anything else that I can say like tops that as far as what I enjoy doing the most, as far as expressing myself. And to the degree, like when I was younger, I did not talk. Like I had a whole thing of like being really, really shy. I would not talk to anybody like outside of my family. And like they would try to pay me just to talk, like talking. But dance was my way of like expressing my thoughts, feelings, emotions. So I mean, obviously as I got older, I could talk more, but that was something that I always had that nobody could take away. I didn't have to like say anything. I could just dance and tell you how I'm feeling, or express my thoughts and emotions through movement. So that definitely allowed me to excel in other areas. So I was able to dance in college, the high school also, and then I graduated from college and moved back to Atlanta. And I was like, okay, what am I doing? What are we doing? Because I did the internship, and this is for a lot of dancers out here that I've been connecting with, that they're in college or coming out of college, or they just like, I don't really know, they did the college dance team thing. So for me, like I was like, okay, well let me do the Hawks. So I did the Hawks for a year, and then after that I was like, I mean, this is great, but I need more. I just need some more. And then I was working with my high school dance team, because I used to obviously dance there. I became the sponsor at Southwest Cab High School, and I was working under Don Roberts, who is, if you're familiar with anything marching band, anything that you've probably seen in films, he is the man that has been behind it. So I was working with the dance team, so that was like my outlet to start choreographing, or like, just doing something creative when it came to dance. And there was a movie that was auditioning for marching band, and I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of this. What is this? What? He was like, oh, it's a movie called Drumline, and it's starring Nick Cannon and Zoe Saldana and Orlando Jones. And I was like, okay, like what you need me to do? He's like, need you to choreograph me and Glenda choreograph the movie. You're gonna have to work with Zoe Saldana, teach her how to dance, not how to dance, but like teach her the choreography, teach her how to step, because she had to learn how to step. And you're gonna be in the movie. You're gonna dance in the movie. So you're gonna be a part of the main group of girls that's gonna be in this movie. So this was my very first like, hey Hollywood, this is what's happening, this is what we do experience. And it was like 4 months we shot, and I was like, what just happened? Like, what is this thing? What is this? These cameras and these lights and like this costume and wardrobe and hair and makeup and directors and producers and executives and like extras and band I was like, oh, this is amazing. That was in 2002, or no, 2001, because I ended up moving to LA right after that. And I was like, whatever this is I just experienced, I need to do it again. And I need to like, I don't know what to do, but I need to figure out it ain't here, because Atlanta at that time, 20 something years ago, is not how Atlanta is right now. There was no like, you know, no entertainment when it came to like Hollywood and like shooting and filming and all the kind of stuff that it is now. So for me, I like had to move to Los Angeles to pursue a career as a professional in the industry, which at that time I did not know what that meant. I was like, I don't know. I just know I want to do this again, and I want to do more of it, and I want to just learn. I want to like, in my yearbook, I mean my senior book, I put like, oh my God, I would love to like dance for an artist. I don't know, I want to do something. So I ended up, before I moved, I ended up doing my very first music video with Nivea, Don't Mess With My Man. And it was my very first music video like ever. So even that was another level or another type of experience as far as like the entertainment. It's like, okay, I just did a movie. Okay, I just did this music video with this dope artist. Like, she's incredible. I'm just like, my eyes is like, oh my God, like this is amazing. I want to do more of this. Like, what I need to do. And it was like, yeah, you need to go to LA because that's not really here like that. You're gonna have to like try to find it. And I knew I would have to go to the thing that I wanted to do. And it was a very like difficult decision to be like, I'm going to just step out on faith and know that God is going to like know my heart and what I really want and allow me to fulfill this passion and dream. I know it's not going to be easy. I know that it's going to take a lot of prayer and I know it's going to take a lot of hard work. But I also know my talent and my gift and my passion. And I know that if you give me the opportunity, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to smash it. I'm going to do all the things I need to do to keep the job, to book it first, keep it, and keep getting more just like that. And that's what I did. I set my sights so high when I moved to LA. I trained for a year straight, just class. I wasn't even like trying. I wanted to book, but I wasn't trying to book yet because I wasn't ready. There was so much for me to like learn and try to, grasp and, get in the culture of the commercial world because it was not the same to me. It was like, this is like a culture shock. I'm like, it's all races, creeds, colors. It's all types of like, classes. It's like these auditions. It's like, it's a lot. And I took a year to just train. I got mentored by Chuck Maldonado. And then I just found choreographers that I connected with that I knew would allow me to get to where I was trying to go. And for 10 years, I worked my ass off in LA. I trained, but after I trained, it got to a point where I didn't have to be in class so much. It was more so just networking and like connecting. Because the thing about the training people don't really understand is that, as dancers, we train, right? You're always going to be learning, but you got to get in the situation to train too. Like, you got to be in the music video rehearsal. You got to be in the tour rehearsal. You got to be in the award shows. You got to be in the tour. You got to be in the movies. And like, you got to be in those things. And sometimes people get caught in the class and they only focus on class and they think that that's how you're gonna like make it, but it's not. So I networked. I showed up where I needed to be at. I made the relationships. I just did an amazing job. Like, if I'm on the job or in the rehearsal, I made myself like be unforgettable and like you got to have me for every job that you do. Like, I want it to be a need for a choreographer or an artist. Like, no, I got to have her because like I need her on my show. I need her on my tour. And to the point where I have like still to this day relationships with certain artists, choreographers that, I mean, it spans 18 years now that I can call somebody and still have a rapport with them. So the LA thing was like the best decision of my life, period. I would never say, oh, I should have, or I could never do that. So I was like, I did it. Like, I literally did it, and it was not easy. A lot of days I was like, I don't know. Where am I eating? I don't know. So, but then there was the other days where it was like I'm flying first class to Dubai. I'm on a tour bus, going across. I'm in Europe on a tour bus. Like that, those kind of experiences. I mean, there's no way around it. It took hard work. It took focus. It took drive. It took all the things. No distractions. To make it like come to fruition. So the upside definitely outweighed whatever struggle and whatever I went through that was temporary. And it just allowed me to be here today, like 20 years in, being able to choreograph, being able to, work with artists, being able to, do television shows, hire dancers, mentor dancers, teach dancers, like do all the things that, that I was afforded. Everybody, a lot of people really poured into me and gave me opportunity. So I'm would be crazy to not pay that back. Like I know a lot of dancers now that I'm so proud of, that I can say, at least I had something to do with their journey, whether it was big or small. Saying that, yeah, I saw when they started here and where they are now. That's the part that I want dancers to like grasp and understand. It's a marathon. It's like not a sprint. Like it's however long you want this thing to run is how long it runs. If you're in this for just like notoriety, or like you're just trying to you know become microwavable, insta famous and stuff like that, then it's really not the business for you, because it's like it's a it's rough. It's a very if you're not strong minded and like your mindset is not there, it can eat you alive. Like all of the no's that you get and you get the one yes, it's like it can weigh on you. But long as you know who you are, your talent, and how dope you are, like that's the first thing. Your confidence has to be. So I was very confident. I was very confident in my ability. And then for me, I think like having gone to college, it gave me an upside just to being used to like structure and like getting being on time. Like can't be late, can't be late for class in college because you're flunking out. So I can't be late for a lobby call. Can't be late for my flight. Like that kind of stuff. It just like carried over. So there was stuff that I just always I knew better. Like I know to be early because I'm not about to lose my job.
Well, and
You know
Kiki,
what I'm saying? I ain't lucky like that. Some people are. Some people will be late all the time and they never get fired.
well, Kiki, and what I want to do right now is I just want to piggyback on so many things that you said, right? You talked about how impactful your experience was being at a HBCU. And see, a lot of times people have no idea why they may be making a choice that will propel them toward their next thing that's going to be outstanding. And so when I just want to go back to that moment when you had to make that decision. See, I personally know you, right? I know how close you and your family are. And the idea that your dream was so much bigger than what you knew that was familiar to you. Because a lot of people, they see you. And go friends, if you don't know, if you've watched it on TV, if you watched it on the movies, and they were dancing, 9 times out of 10, Kiki probably did the choreo, or she may have placed somebody in position to be in that movie. And these are things that I've seen her do, and not ask for compensation just because she knows that that person should be there. Like even with my daughter, I I met Kiki through an opportunity that my daughter had that has taken her so many different places, and so much so that although I went to Alabama State University, she always acts like she can't choose between Southern and Alabama State because of Kiki. And anytime, yes, yes, yes. So, Kiki, let's just go back to that moment when, because this moment transcends, right? Of course, that was back then, but that wasn't the only time that you had to step out on faith and, step out on just your dream and let faith be your parachute, or just make a hard decision. What are some things that you've learned that maybe our goal friends can take away with that and implement it into another situation, or maybe in even another example where maybe this had happened and you were prepared for the next time to ensure that you were, you steadfast in your decision. So I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, I think for me, to be honest, when I went to school, okay, like that was, I didn't have no options. It wasn't like, oh, you are you gonna go to school or not go to school? Obviously now that's a thing for a lot of people getting out of high school, like, oh, I think I'm not gonna go to college. That wasn't a thing. It was like, no, you're going to college. That's what else are you gonna do? You're not about to stay home. So So going to college, I had already mentally been ready for like I was excited about going, spending the next 4 years, the next chapter of my life, learning and like being a part of HBCU, obviously dancing, and it wasn't even a thing. I think once I graduated, it was more so of like, okay, what next? But me being in college, it also just taught me for life after about patience and just knowing like what's for you is for you and timing, because some things you can't necessarily just rush. Like imagine, I mean, I know a lot of not necessarily dancers, but people in general that they started school and then they may have decided to like either drop out or they just like didn't finish, or because of opportunities or whatever. And I'd say to that, like, the opportunity I think will always come or be there. Like I said, if it's for you, it's for you. Now I'm glad that I graduated, because I would hate to have been like in school for all that time and then like not finished. I know a lot. I have advised a lot of dancers like to this day that are in school or that are almost done or that are like, and I'm like, no, finish school. This entertainment thing ain't going nowhere. It's gonna be another artist, it's gonna be another tour, it's gonna be another music video, another video. Like this ain't going nowhere. You finish, you don't finish that, you're not gonna go back. So the reality is that it's hard to say, okay, I'm gonna go back to school once you start working. It's like that's not gonna happen. It also just teaches you like to finish something that you start, even when you don't want to. Everybody know what that feels like. You starting something, you're like, man, I mean, right now, like I'm starting a treatment for a thing, and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like finishing it, but I know I gotta finish it. So like finishing things that you just, it's just going to make you like, it's something about finishing something for me. It just says something about like your character and just like your like that work ethic of yeah. I mean, it's gonna be times where you really ain't gonna want to do nothing, and then you still find you muster up the energy to finish it. So me being able to hold up a degree from college or 4 year chemistry, yeah, you better believe yeah, like it was not an easy feat. And then me starting later in the industry, a lot of dancers start much younger. They start, really early in their careers, because it's like now they already know, like the younger generation, they just know what they want. They're not, they don't have to guess. I tell a lot of dancers that they are like, oh, is it too old? Not too old? It's like, nah, it's not about being too old. It's just like, do you still have a desire to fulfill? You still have a dream that you want to accomplish? Like whether it's going to school for getting a degree, whether it's pledging, whether it's dancing for artists or being in this movie. Like some of that stuff is never going to die. There are ways to fulfill whatever that is. It may not be the exact thing that you're saying, but it's going to be in some way in that realm of like fulfilling your dream, fulfilling something. I have a lot of dreams I haven't fulfilled, but I've either come in contact, or it's like it's a connection, or it's like, oh, there it is. I see it. That's how God is bringing it to me. It may not be exactly how you want it to be. So the college thing, I'm so grateful. Like my mom and dad made me, I didn't have a choice. It wasn't even like, and for me at that time, I wasn't thinking about a career. Like I assumed that I would be graduating and like working at like a chemical plant or something. So it wasn't even like a thought, like, oh, I'm probably gonna be working on a plant somewhere. I don't know. But that wasn't for me.
I couldn't even picture that. Like I literally couldn't picture you in some type of
Oh
like
no, no, no. I find the photos. I did an internship at Vulcan Chemicals, and I was that's what made me decide I didn't want to do this. I was an internship for a whole summer, and the internship actually, like, I was able to buy myself my first car. Like, so it was a good thing. But I did Vulcan Chemicals for a whole summer. Every morning I was like testing different like apparatuses that was on the chemical plant, and like I had the whole gear, the hand, the goggles, all that. And I was like, I don't know if this is for me. So I've been getting a lot of DMs lately about like dancers that are like they're in college and they're going on to like either they're going like nursing school or they're like going to grad school or they're but like I know that they're dancers like so it's that fear of the unknown that I can't I can't tell you exactly how it's going to be. Like I can't promise you, oh my god, if you pursue this thing, it's going to be just like great. It's going to be amazing. I can't do that. So what I always say is I'll take myself as an example. I went to school 4 years. I had a whole degree in chemistry. And what am I doing right now? Whatever your passion is, it don't matter. It ain't gonna never leave. You can fight it all you want. If you have a passion for therapy and you like to talk to people and like console them, but you got a degree in like some other thing that whatever, like you're gonna end up doing this thing. Like somehow you're gonna be attracted to this thing. If you have a passion for math, I mean, like math is my thing, whatever, whatever. But the art thing, it's like I'm gonna end up doing the math thing because that's my passion. So whatever it is, it don't matter like feed that and allow at least give it a chance. I say give it a chance because I'm happy I did that. I can't say that I don't regret anything, even the struggles. Like I don't regret it.
So, Kiki, you mentioned so many things that when I think about, that idea of the mentorship and the internship, and like we were just talking even before the show started about how important it is for a young adult, or even to be honest, there is no age. But when you and parents, this is for you, or for if you even know children, when you see that there is an interest from a child into something, allow to them to explore it. Just thinking about my daughter and her exploring cooking, I had no idea where that would take her. And she danced and she acts and all these other things. So, and again, those opportunities, many of them have come from being a part of what Kiki and her partner created to give back, which was ATLA. And every time I just think about Kiki, I always think about any opportunity that you have, you always make space for someone else. And, you just always share your light. So, what made you become that person? What made you feel that there is value in allowing somebody else, or like pushing someone else to shine? Share that with me.
To be honest, I don't even know where that comes from. I know uh, my initial passion for like the teaching and just like the mentoring was from my experience of like 10 years, 11, almost 12 years of, being in Atlanta. Then I moved to LA and then I did the whole thing. And then, I moved back to Atlanta. It was more about I just know what I just experienced, and I know that there are some other people like me that want the same thing. So how can I help? How can I like be a connecting point, or just somebody that they can like talk with or ask questions, or somebody that they can be pushed to, like, just so y'all know that this is here. If you want to do it, it's here. Like, let me just show you. Let me help you. That has always been the driving force, to be honest, of why I teach, why I'm like, wanting dancers to just be out there to like creating opportunity. Anytime I can find a way to like put somebody on or like connect somebody or refer or who you need, how many. Okay, I'm that person. That's just in me. I think there was no, at one point I didn't want to do that anymore, and it always comes back to you. So I'm very passionate about, I think, more so the educating of whatever field I was in, to make sure that they know, because it's different when you don't know and you're expected to know. That's the part where it was a big disconnect of, I want to do this thing, but I know that there's a certain way to do it, and I'm not sure I really know. So, I'm just gonna be out here and just figuring it out. And like, why do that? Why should you be trying to figure it out when somebody like me can actually tell you and show you how? No, this it goes like this. And I pride myself on just being credible to be able to say the things that need to be said, tell you from like the real, what the real thing is, the experience of it. Like, what's it like actually going live for millions of people to see? What's it like being on a tour with audience? What's it like being on set? What's it like? Those things, they're all from experience, and I think I've just been really passionate about telling people so that when they have their own experience, it's like, oh, okay, I think I remember something about this scenario versus what am I supposed to be doing? I don't know nothing that's going on right here. That, man, you need a mentor for that. You cannot do some of these things on your own. It's just, you can, but it just takes so much longer, and you waste a lot of money, and you end up getting in situations that could have been avoided had you known, what it really was, or just knowing what to do and what not to do. I think that's been my whole like go to, and I love like showcasing talent. I love, especially when it comes from Atlanta, just putting our city on, dancers, artists, whatever, like letting them be seen to the degree and level that we deserve. LA is already on a pedestal of like, oh my God, LA. I think Atlanta is like just like that, or even getting higher, because now we're like, everybody's coming here, everybody's moved here. I said this like 5, 6 years ago. I said everybody's gonna move to Atlanta. So it's now more of a thing of, yeah, we have the talent, we got the resources and the relationships and the opportunities, and we got also that they know how it runs. So it's, they know the business of what's being done, and it's not just a, oh, we just doing this for fun. It's like, no, everybody is about their business. Everybody is shining. Everybody is great. Whatever they do, don't have necessarily dance. Whatever they're doing, they're at a level of like excellence, and that's just been my thing. Like, we got to be amazing anywhere, everywhere we go. So that's really the tea.
Well, you know what, Kiki, before we move on, and I know I've been saying it on here. Those that may even watch this, please, in the comments, wherever you're watching this, we want to hear from you. And last but not least, Kiki, before we leave, I want to make sure that I give you the opportunity to talk about how do you balance. I know that you're such a family person. You are the mom to a beautiful superstar, talented. I always call her superstar since she was a little baby. But how do you balance? How do you balance? Kiki that's directing and choreographing and everything and mentoring. How do you balance?
It takes a village, like period, point blank, in the story. It takes a village, and luckily for me, like Kennedy, she's very very smart. Like she's aware of all the things, all of the moving parts, and she knows, like she really sees how hard I work, especially in this last year. Like it's been a lot for her to like just be she's in it and she sees it, but she's still gonna be a kid. She's still, and she still has her responsibilities on her end that we expect of her. But like my mom helps me, Noni, obviously, like we're a very close family that we recognize, that Kennedy is a really talented girl, and we want to make sure that she is nurtured and like given. I want to make sure she has opportunity to do the things that she loves and she's passionate about. If she don't like it, she gonna tell you. I tried to put her in swimming last summer, and she was like, "This ain't for me." So I know you want me to learn how to swim, mom, but this ain't for me. I'm not gonna go in the deep end. So I let it go. I was like, I'm just all right, cool, But she likes acting, of course, and dance. And then obviously she got her little group, Young Money Makers, so they sing and rap. But it's just an outlet for her to just be able to be expressive. To balance it, it's very, I sacrifice things on my end like sleep and and just making sure that like I do require a lot of her. I'm like, Kennedy, I need, I'm making sure that, okay, you got to do this. I'm depending on you to do your part. So you can't, I can't call, like, do what you're supposed to do, and you know what I'm saying. So it works out. But yeah, my mom helps me tremendously. Just being able to have that support system, that's important. I don't. I know there are things that I probably wouldn't be able to do if I didn't have her or I didn't have my sister. And then obviously Pierre helps too, because like, we're co-parenting, so that's the thing of just having her balance even with that, making sure that she has equal time with him as well. So I know how important that is to have both parents in the life. So I want to make sure that she doesn't feel like, she's not getting this or not getting that. And I, like today for example, she was like, I need to talk to you, and I was like in the middle, like, I have so much to do, and I was like, you know what, let me let her talk to me. And she just talked, she just expressed herself, and it was calming. And I was like, yeah, I need those moments. So she checks in on me too. She's like, yeah, I need the mom, we need to have a talk. You look stressed or whatever. Like she kind of reads me too. But like that's like my best friend, so that helps.
Well, you know what, Kiki? I just want to tell you thank you for your time. And I am inviting you to come to the after show. And that is on Instagram. It'll be Inspire, Engage, Educate. And Kiki will hopefully stop by. And basically, what we're going to do is just continue the conversation. Thank you guys so much. Go, friends. If you hadn't learned anything, you heard about faith and living your dreams and how impactful it will be in your life when you take those experiences and you actually have them to propel you towards your next big thing. Kiki, you have anything else you'd like to say before we end? First of all, I really want you guys to check out, if you're trying to be a dancer, you got to check out her courses as well. Go ahead, Kiki.
Yeah, well, I'm actually doing a webinar on Friday. It's about just dancers. A lot of dancers don't really know like the money that they can make in the industry, and I'm just being transparent about it. Dancers can make $90,000 to $100,000 or more a year as a dancer, and there's so many ways to do that. Most dancers just think there's one way to do it, and that's all. And it's like, no. So I'm doing a webinar on Friday at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. So you can just join the Kiki Castings group for dancers in the industry and join there. And then the event will be live on Friday. But yeah, I have a course. I just wanted to I just needed something that was tangible so that it could be a reference point for any dancer that's just like, where do I start? What is this thing y'all talking about? I don't know. It's like it's almost like a manual if you want to think of it in that way, just to get an idea of what this whole thing is and use that to like really propel and not waste no time and just get to the thing that you're really trying to do. And I'm gonna show you all the ways to get there, because it's not that straight way that people think. It's like go there and then we're gonna go there and then go there. So yeah.
Well, Kiki, I just want to thank you for your time. I love you. You know that. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to give you your flowers while you can smell them. I just want to say thank you for being the change that you wish to see. And hold on, we got to, okay. Somebody ask a question. Miss Rihanna, she wants to know, what advice would you give someone who's in their late 20s, who wants to pursue a career in dance, but already have a career in corporate as an engineer? You better go ahead, engineer. All right, go ahead, Kiki.
Yeah, I'm that example. If you are serious about it, only if you're serious, and like do it small though. Like I'm not saying quit your job. So don't quit your job, but start like just getting all the nuggets and like little tidbits that you need to pursue it, whether it can be taking class, to starting a network. And you gotta have like like where are you trying to go? You want to go dance for this artist, or you want to, be specific and detailed in the very beginning. Just say it, write it out, whatever it is that you want to do, and then just focus on that first. And sometimes people like, I want to do everything. I just want to go, and you like, it's a lot. Focus on one thing first. Say, okay, I want to dance for an artist that's in Atlanta. I want to do a music video, whatever. So start there, and then start networking around that. So that person has a choreographer. Let's find out who the choreographer is. Okay, are there auditions coming up, or what project is happening? So do the research, and then if you are already like in the space of dancing and you kind of been in some classes, and find out, like, get on Instagram. Instagram is a great resource to find out what's happening. A lot of people hit me up and like, if I know, like, are they doing auditions, or A lot of things, a lot is word of mouth, a lot is referrals. And if you're serious about it, just get your stuff together, get your headshots together, your resume, get a dance reel together, like have the things ready so that if I say, oh, this job is happening, can I see your headshot, resume, and reel? Do you have it? If you don't have it, you're not ready. Get all that stuff together and then say, yeah, I got my package together. Boom, here's my email. Boom, here's my contact info. Boom. Now all of a sudden I got photos and stuff. Have your Instagram together. I mean, it's a lot. That's why I did the course. See, I can go on and on and on.
And
But
yeah.
yeah.
But seriously, guys, she's not saying this because she wants to hear herself speak. The proof is in the pudding. Like I can think of, I know 20 people off the top of my head that Kiki has played a major role. And who I will speak for is my daughter. Just thinking about, she's 15, and how many music videos she's been in, and how many, commercials, movies, all that stuff. And to be very, very honest, oh, she said, thank you. That's awesome. And to be very honest, that mentorship opportunity that Kiki put together, that I know she is revamping and figuring out what is going to be the best way to put that back in the market. I'm telling you guys, jump on it, because that's the reason why my daughter right now says, like, I want to be a director. I want to do this, that, because of the experience. Thank you, Kiki. I literally love you. Thank you for all that you do for the community. Thank you for what you do for the HBCU. And also, look, if you saw the kids dancing on P Valley, thank Kiki. All right. So, but thank you so much, guys. I'm not great by mistake, neither you. And please follow us on the after show. Bye.